Good morning, friends. It's Miss Peggy again. Welcome to Story Time. Hey, today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about sharing. Who knows what it means to share? That's right. When you give something that you have to someone else, whether it's food or a toy to play with, to take turns with, that's sharing. That's very good. Sometimes if you have a lot to eat and you want to share it with your friend, that's an awesome way to share. Sometimes if you have, I don't know, maybe some extra money and you see someone that doesn't have a lot of money, you can share it. There's lots of ways to share. You can share your time with someone else. If you're visiting someone and they've been lonely for a while, that's a nice way of sharing. That's a very nice way of sharing. Our storybook today is about one of Rufus's friends, Ava, and Rufus is in the story also. This is about Ava and the Skimpy Picnic. How many of you have been on a picnic? Usually there's lots of food, right? Everybody brings some and everybody shares some. Well, this story is about Rufus and his friend Ava and his friend Joe. You see him? There's Rufus with his red cape, right? And there's Joe the goat, and there's Ava the sheep. And they're all really good friends. One beautiful day, Ava invited Rufus and Joe to a picnic on the big rock. Let's each bring something to share, she said. I'll bring berries, said Ava. I know where to find honey, said Rufus. And I can get lots of water, said Joe. We must have something to drink. Ava walked to the berry bushes. She picked as many as would fit in her basket. Rufus found a tree with a beehive. He lulled the bees to sleep with his horn, and then he pulled out 3 chunks of honeycomb. Joe carried 3 water jars to the stream. He bent down and filled the jars with cold, clear water. There's Rufus playing his horn so the bees will go to sleep and let him sneak some honey, huh? And there's Joe getting the water. On the way to the picnic, Ava stopped to rest. She looked at the basket full of berries. These berries look delicious, she thought. If I share this basket full, Joe will probably eat most of them. Then I won't have any left. Maybe I'll just bring a few berries and leave the rest here. There she is. She's starting to have second thoughts. See, she's thinking about Joe eating so many berries that there's not enough left for anyone. And she's worried about that. So she decided to leave some of the berries, most of the berries behind, right? To come back and get them later. Rufus had to hide from the buzzing bees. Getting the honey was hard work, he thought, and Ava will probably want all of the honeycombs for herself. She loves honey. Maybe I'll bring just 1 piece to share with them and keep the others here instead. So look, he has 3 nice honeycombs, but he's decided not to share them, just to bring 1 and break it into tiny pieces to share. I don't know if that's going to work or not, do you? Joe lifted the heavy jars and headed to the big rock. These water jars are so heavy, he thought. Once we start the picnic, Rufus will probably drink all of the water. He's always so thirsty. Maybe I'll keep these 2 here near the bush and just bring the smallest one. He had 1 for each of them, but he decided not to take them all. The friends began walking more quickly to the big rock for their picnic. I hope Rufus brings lots of honey, thought Ava. Joe knows how I like to drink lots of water, thought Rufus. Berries, my favorite, thought Joe. I bet Ava picked a whole bunch. They're all looking so forward to the treats, aren't they? When they arrived at the big rock, everyone was hungry and thirsty. Time for a picnic, said Ava. Ava spread her berries on the big gray rock. Maybe they won't notice that I only brought a few berries each. Rufus put the honeycomb on a small green leaf. Maybe this leaf will make the honeycomb look bigger, he thought. Joe sloshed the water around in the cool stone jar. Maybe they'll think this jar is full of water and it will be enough for everyone. Look, they're starting to feel a little bad. See, there's just a tiny bit of berries, maybe enough for one each. And only one honeycomb that they would have to break into 3 pieces. That's hardly even a bite, huh? And 1 cup of water that's not even all the way full for them to all drink from. How would you feel about that if that was your picnic? I was going to share, each friend said, but then I wanted more for myself, said Ava. I thought you'd eat it all, Rufus said. I didn't want to give you too much, Joe mumbled. Ava looked around. Rufus was staring at the ground. Joe was looking at the water jar. I think we need a little help with sharing our food with each other, she said. So they decided to say a prayer. Dear God, sometimes I want to keep everything to myself. Next time I have a chance, help me share with my friends. Amen. See them praying together? They all know they made a mistake, didn't they? And they want to try to do better. And that's what's important to God, right? Then, all at once, each of them knew exactly what to do. What do you think they're going to do? Ava, Rufus, and Joe each ran to get something to share. Then they hurried back toward the big rock. Ava got her berries, Rufus got the other 2 honeycombs, and Joe got the other 2 waters. And they headed back to the rock. What are they going to do now? I have a whole basket of berries. Here's a honeycomb for each of us. And I brought 2 more jars so we would not be thirsty. There we go. That's better, huh? That's much better. The friends shared all their food and there was plenty to eat and drink. Now this was a great picnic. What do you think about that? So they did end up sharing. They had to think about it, didn't they? And they had to say a little prayer so that God could help them know the right thing to do. Sometimes sharing is hard. You're right about that. But you know what? When we do share, it makes us feel really good inside. Let's say a prayer like our friends did. Dear God, we know that sharing is hard. Sometimes we just want to keep it all for ourselves. But Jesus wants us to share with others. Please help us remember to do that. The next time we have a lot of something, let's find someone to share it with. Amen. Thanks everybody for joining me this morning. I miss you and I hope to see you soon.